I meet you as Nolan, and then I come to find out your pseudonym is what is it?
A Rake.
Rake, yeah, Das
Yeah.
Rake. So,
Yeah.
where does this name, like, what is it like for you being in Ghostemane? I listen to some of the music. It sounds like a rad industrial hip hop take of a newish Marilyn Manson. I mean, you could probably describe it better as one of the creators of the music, but
No, that's a great way to describe it. Yeah, it's like Nine Inch Nails and 3 6 Mafia meet or something. You know, that's always the hardest question when people always ask me, like, what genre? It's like, I don't know. Like, you gotta listen to it. You know, it's a mix of a bunch of things. But yeah, it's weird how it started. So Eric's always been Ghostemane since he's been doing this project for a long, long time. And I was working for another band doing merch, a band called Nothing. And I was doing merch for them, and it was the LA show. And this is back in 2017, 2018. Anyways, my buddy Sherwin comes up to the merch table, and he was like, yo, what do you got going after this? And at that time, I was just hopping around doing merch gigs for different bands. And I was like, actually, I don't have a tour planned up. You know, I got nothing. Like, he's like, oh, I actually just started managing this guy named Ghostemane. I'm actually going to need some help, I think, on this tour. You know, just stage manager. Because at the time, it was just him and the DJ and the live drummer. So he was like, yeah, you know, like, if you want to, you know, do this, be a roadie. And I'm like, oh, yeah, for sure. And I had heard of Ghostemane before. And so yeah, I got hired on to just be stage manager, you know, just set up the drums, set up the DJ kit, real easy stuff. And after that first tour with Eric, he was like, yo, I want to, like, because he's a hardcore metal kid. He's like, yo, I want to add guitars and I want bass. I want like a full live band when I play. And I'm like, yo, will you ever do that? I play bass, so let me know. And so he kind of toyed with the idea for a bit, you know, having a live band. And so during that first tour with him, before I was playing bass, I would just, you know, run in the rafters and, like, you know, just do flips off the fucking balcony or whatever. I was a little madman, and I would just, and I had this like Halloween mask we got on tour. I would just throw it on, and for like 3 songs during the set, like when I wasn't like on the stage watching the amps or whatever, I would just, you know, be this little like hype man almost. And that's when Eric was like, yo, you're like this little Rake guy. Like, he just came up with the name. And so then fast forward, once he was like, yo, I want to actually do this live band, you know, are you down to play bass? I was like, oh, of course. And then he's like, I think it'd be cool if you, like, you know, wear a mask, like how, like the Halloween mask you would wear. It was just like a cheap, you know, Rite Aid Halloween mask. He's like, you know, maybe if you got like a real one made, like, you know, like you designed it. So that's where the mask thing came from. And then that's kind of how that started, me getting into Ghostemane. And then from then, you know, he's been fortunate enough to let me play on the albums. Because at the end of the day, like, it's been his brainchild. So, like, he doesn't need to have these other people play on the albums or even live. Like, he can just have a DJ press play, and he's still going to sell out shows. Kids are still going to come see him. So it's really cool that, like, on the last few records, like, you know, he lets me write songs. Like, he lets me play on, you know, it's really cool because he doesn't need to do that. So, I don't know, it makes me actually feel like part of it, you know, not just like, oh, I'm just like, you know, just a fill-in or just, you know, some jobber. It's cool. I'm super thankful for him.